Zillow, they're at it again. And can we trust them? I mean, do you trust them with everything they've done to the agents, to the consumers? Going up against the consumer, buying property, going up against the agent, serving as a broker. Now they got this thing called Showingtime Plus. Have you heard of it? I mean, let me just show you what it is, right? And the idea behind it. If you haven't heard, by the way, I like to just stay on top of this stuff so that I can show it to you and you can better understand what it is, how to use it, whether it even matters. That's why I'm here. So Zillow launches Showingtime Plus in bid to win over real estate agents. I don't know if that's a good title because when I read this whole thing, I was like, that's not true. That's not the reason they're launching this. Read this with me. CEO Rich Barton said the technology behemoth was inching closer to its goal of creating the ultimate housing super app for agents and the consumers they serve. Okay, sure, I'll continue to read. Here's what it really is, right? Showingtime Plus, a new brand that will house existing products and services from Showingtime, Bridge Interactive, dotloop, and Zillow's rich media experience team, which oversees 3D tours and interactive floor plans. That's great and all, right? That's the gist of it. I mean, do we need it? Maybe, right? It's got some good, cool tools, but do we trust them? Is this really for the agents or is this just for the consumer? Do they want to simplify the process in order to capture the consumer and then take a piece of everything that the real estate agents do? I mean, because that's the ultimate play, right? We've seen it. We know that that's really what they're after. Here are some more stats here. Nearly 90% of home shoppers and sellers work with an agent. That's a big percentage. And at Showingtime Plus, we want to help agents bring them home. Is that really what they want to do? Because we were already working with the consumer, right? What they really want is they want a piece of the action. That's what they just say. Look, if Zillow just came out and said, we want 30% or 40% of everything, whatever it is, right? It makes it a lot easier for me to believe the crap that I'm reading when it comes out of Zillow, right? So here's what Choo says. He says, although Choo and his colleagues hope industry members will embrace Showingtime Plus with excitement, the SVP acknowledged the sizable faction of agents who are skeptical of Zillow's motive. I mean, can we blame ourselves? I mean, if we're doing this with our eyes wide open, and I hope you are, at this point, I don't think any agent, if they look internally and are honest with themselves, can trust Zillow. Because they don't tell us. If they could just tell us and say, yeah, we really want to do this because we want money from you, right? We want a piece of every transaction we do. We want a piece of title. We want a piece of the mortgage. We want a piece of everything we can get our hands on. At least they're telling the truth, right? This is why we don't trust them. Let's continue. Showingtime, dotloop, and Bridge Interactive's acquisitions all sparked immense blowback with the industry, as some lambasted Zillow for creating an empire, right, on agents' backs, while simultaneously appearing to compete with them for consumer attention. Of course, they own the internet when it comes to housing searches. That's fine. That's cool, right? That's Shantae, I wouldn't trust them either, right? No, at this point, no agent should be trusting them. But the point is some of the tech cool? Probably, right? But here's what I highlighted in blue and where I want to end this, because I want to read this to you and I want you to think. Right? I want you to think as you're going through this. Before we read this, Zillow's not going anywhere. Zillow's always consistently reinventing themselves. If buying houses doesn't work, they'll team up with somebody else like Open Door. If that doesn't work, they're going to continue to do other things and sell some other piece of crap, right? The point is they're going to be there taking a huge chunk of our commission. That's what they're there for. Do this with your eyes wide open. If you want to use them, great. They're a great tool for that. Now let's read this together. I'm not a brand expert, but my brand managers at Zillow keep telling me that it's very hard to get to change someone's brand perception after it's been established for a long period of time, he said. This is Choo, by the way, the SVP. Zillow for years has been here for home buyers and sellers. it's hard to then say, oh, Zillow. Zillow really wants to focus on offering management software. Is it really though? I mean, Zillow changes practically every like 6 months what they're doing. I don't know it's that hard. It's really hard. I'll tell you what, it really is hard. It's really hard for agents to believe Zillow is actually really looking for the agent's interest at heart. It's like, no, that's not true. Not even close. But Showingtime was already doing that, the management part. Dotloop was already doing that and building this software ecosystem around showing management, document management. He had obviously we're part of Zillow. Zillow builds things and we're going to integrate or be integrated into what they're doing. Last sentence here. But we also want to show there's a group of people whose primary focus is the agent, not the buyer and seller. And that, my friends, is a piece of crap. It's not true. They want to own the eyes. They want to own the emotions. They want to own where people go. They want to own all of that when it comes to housing. This is why they have millions and millions of monthly views. They spend it on Google PPC. They spend it on apps like this to simplify the process and make it a lot easier for the consumer to find the agent so that Zillow can take a piece of the action. So when you read stuff like this, no, they're not. I mean, they're not profitable. When you read stuff like this, just know that this up here, I'm just going to go with the title at the top, and we'll go back to it really quick. Zillow launches Showingtime Plus and bid to win over a real estate agent. That's not true. When they launch shit like that, it's to take a bigger piece of the pie. Zillow's always out for that. Watch out for it. If you're using them, amazing. They're a great tool to bring in buyers. Just know that they want a piece of everything. They don't want to eliminate the agent. They want a bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger chunk. It's going to get bigger, right? Flex is up to 40% now. It's going to get to 50%. It's going to, I mean, really, if they're providing everything along the way, why not just take a bigger piece of the pie? This is their only profitable business, to take commission from the agents. All right. Any other questions? Any comments? Anything you want to throw at me? Let me know. I'm here for you. Hope you have a good night. I just did back-to-back. I'm in Hawaii, the background. I'm in Aulani. I'm here speaking at an event at Hawaii, which is great, right? Who doesn't like Hawaii? I'll see you tomorrow. We'll be talking about real estate, where the market's going. It's very finicky out there. Have a nice day, everybody.